are you talking about?
It's gonna be.
You have nothing to say. Get a job before you talk to me, Tommy.
Hold on, wait.
Get a job, Tommy.
Wait. Was he not?
You ain't got no job,
He
Tommy.
bringing up Tommy Strong, bro. He bringing up Tommy Strong.
You ain't got no job, Tommy.
Ask the question. What was he supposed to say? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not employed, so I can't answer your question. Oh, yeah.
I bet I didn't do the thing.
Welcome back to another episode of Format Podcast Live, Wednesday night edition. And I got the team with me, and we got, somebody who's rapidly becoming a regular contributor to the show. We got Brianna Bull from the No Bull podcast. What's up, Bree?
Glad to be here. Because if you know bull, you know ball.
You know ball.
Got the tagline. What up, Transformer? What's good, man?
What's crack-a-lackin', Captain?
I see you decided to join us, man. We appreciate that.
Oh, that's how it is.
Shady off the
Not
fired. Talk about a quick hit.
It's gonna be a short show.
Man down, Mel. What up?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
No doubt. Steve, got what you need. What's going on, man?
Chilling, bro.
No doubt. You make it through the first day, all right?
Survived, man. It was getting close at the end. I was kind of losing my patience, bro.
Yeah, for sure. It's because you couldn't have coffee. So
coffee is major, bro.
Right. For those of you who don't know what Sneed and I are talking about, shout out to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Today was the first day of Ramadan, so I will say to Ramadan Mubarak.
Ash Wednesday.
Allah
and it's
also Ash Wednesday. That's true. Yeah.
May Allah accept your fast.
Wait, that's not Muslim?
What, Ash Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's a Catholic thing.
My bad.
Yeah. All good.
It's just my ignorance.
Hold up. Yesterday was Ash Tuesday, right?
Yes.
So then today's Ash Wednesday. They go back to back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally they don't coincide with Ramadan. It just happened that way.
Right. Yeah. The alignment. Yeah.
That's what made me believe that. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, not quite the same. All right. But anyway,
I was about to say, Transformer. I thought you were Baptist, bro.
I don't know what he is.
I believe in one spirit above us all, man. So I'm open to all religions.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Let's give a shout out to the channel members, then we will hit the spiel and then we'll come back and get to it. All right. Coach T, what up? Shout out to you. It's not that serious. What's good? Chief Sid Bubba, shout out to you. Appreciate everything you've done for our great nation. Appreciate everything you do for this show. And shout out to the boys from Annapolis. Baltimore Bruce, what's popping? How we doing?
Hey, guess away, my boys. Hey, guess away. All right, that's it. Order up. You thought you was gonna let you go.
Oh, you didn't get it because it didn't happen yesterday, and Bruce was celebrating.
Yeah, we had sports and fitness rants on. He's Navy also.
Man, what?
Yes, I had to hear the song for a few days. I'm feeling good. Oh man, Nino was good. Sneed got what you need, of course, contributing with us here. And Micah, what up, Micah? All right, we're gonna go ahead, hit the spiel. We're gonna come right back and then get into these quick hits, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling on this show. Got a good one for y'all. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you. Let's move on to the next topic. This was super interesting to me. So y'all know that I could be petty, right? I'm one of those people.
You petty?
Yeah. I like
Bruce,
being right.
Bruce McPetty. Yeah.
I've often said that all I got to do is sit back and wait, and the stuff keeps coming out, right? Keeps coming out. So for years, even before y'all knew me, for years I was saying, LeBron, while he's an all-time great, while he was killing, he was running roughshod through the East. I kept saying, weak East. Oh, you just a hater, hating on another black man. Wake up every day, hating on the black man. Oh, okay. I kept saying it. Weak East, weak Eastern Conference, Leastern Conference, right? You see the L in the parentheses right there, Leastern Conference.
We see what you did there, bro.
We
got you.
But
I just peeped it.
Yeah. We got it, bro. We good.
Who brought out the bracket?
He just brushed that shit.
Yeah,
we see it, bro. We got it. We
Keep
get
going.
it. Come on, get to your point, Bruce.
DJ Khaled, keep going. Shout out Ed.
Go on.
So anyway, no, but I've been saying for years, weak conference, right? And people kept hating. So we very recently, I think it was on like a local Cleveland sports show. They had a podcast, and former Cavaliers general manager David Griffin was on. And lo and behold, this is a guy who, by the way, was the general manager while LeBron was there. He had some very interesting comments. Did you hear these comments, Sneed? Did you hear them? I thought they were very interesting. So let's go ahead and let's
He
play.
ain't got shit else to do.
I know, right? No job, unemployed, on the bread line.
But go on
for this appearance on the podcast.
But go on.
But no, let's hear what he had to say, because I thought this was very interesting, and I felt just somewhat vindicated. And I know people are going to push back, so I got more to that, so I'm not even worried about it. But let's rock.
Assessment of the current state of the Cavs.
Well, one of the things that we really benefited from was we were in a historically bad Eastern Conference. And all through those years, we really knew the target is the Western Conference team. It's there was nobody in the East who was really going to be in the way.
Yeah, right. The East was the LeBron Invitational for all of those years.
That now. Yeah. And so the thing that I think people need to appreciate a little bit more is Kobe is doing what he's doing, and this Cavs team with Donovan is trying to do what they're doing in a Eastern Conference that's significantly more competitive than what we had. So just making the finals will be significant.
So, all right. So first thing is this, right? Let me be clear. I know some of y'all won't hear this, but let me be clear. LeBron's accomplishment of 8 straight NBA Finals appearances was incredible. No matter how weak the conference is, you got to give respect due to that. If for nothing else but the physical durability to maintain all those late season playoff runs year after year after year. So I want to make it clear that I'm saying LeBron's run to 8 straight NBA Finals appearances was incredible. Again, I know some of y'all won't hear that, but I'm going to say one more time, LeBron's run to 8 straight NBA Finals appearances was incredible. Now, that said, we have to look at the context under which things happen. And at the end of the day, we know that it was a very weak Eastern Conference. But before I even dig further into that, I would love to get you guys' thoughts and feedback on all this. Transformer, let's go.
Sir David Griffin was a part of the Phoenix Suns for about 17 years before getting a assistant general manager job for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Am I correct there, Sneed, back in 2010? All right. Then about 4 years after that, he finally was handed the interim job as general manager. As the GM, correct me if I'm wrong, Sneed.
That is correct. After Danny Ferry was fired.
After Danny Ferry was fired, right? Shortly after that, they announced that he was going to be the permanent general manager. And after that became the trade of Andrew Wiggins, which was the first-round pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and which got them the landing of Kevin Love and the whole Kyrie Irving duo. Well, Kyrie Irving was already there, but Kevin Love coming on over and sending Andrew Wiggins to Minnesota. All right. After that, 2 years later, we fast forward to the infamous comeback of the 73-9 victory of the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Golden State Warriors. Am I correct? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just stay with me now. Stay with me. All right. After that, we got about 2 2 years, 3 years, Kevin Durant decided to come over to the Golden State Warriors and dismantle pretty much everybody, the entirety of the league, to go to 2 straight finals, winning 2 straight finals, going to a third one, and ultimately losing to the Toronto Raptors, in which LeBron James left in 2019. Am I correct? Correct. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong now. All right. Shortly after that, he leaves. David Griffin leaves to go to New Orleans Pelicans, I believe maybe in 2020, 2021. He signs to the New Orleans Pelicans, and 4 or 5 years later, he was fired as general manager. Cutthroat. So that means David Griffin has been a free agent for about a year or so, currently trying to head hunt for a job. So what gets you back into the limelight when you need a job and you desperately need some type of attention? What's the biggest name in sports? LeBron James.
Really?
But let me finish though. Let me finish. So out of nowhere, David Griffin decides to speak. And this is what you want to talk about? David Griffin, I don't know where you've been at for about, the last year, maybe somewhere under a rock. But sir, and Young Disciple already said what I was about to say. Everybody was calling it the Eastern Conference back then. What? This isn't news. This is not an update. This is not this wasn't information that the public didn't already know. Everybody knew the conference was weak since 2000.
That's a lie.
That isn't a lie. That isn't a lie. There are ESPN takes. There are shows that are talking about how weak the Eastern Conference has been for 20 years.
But when you say
let me finish. This is my talk. This is my turn.
Go.
This is my turn. Because I'm telling you what I said, what I know in barbershop talk said, everybody has been saying. It's a weaker conference. That doesn't negate what LeBron did. And I like how you put what you said. That's still a great feat. But David Griffin, that's not news. That's not news to anybody. It's been a weak conference since 2000. But LeBron was drafted in 2003.
Right, but his commentary was about the new Cavs and what they were having to do, and how than what his Cavs were having to do.
Correct.
Yes, I would love to see his current Cavaliers go during that time and win some chips under your tutelage, Sir David Griffin. Because what the hell are you even talking about right now, Mr. Jobless?
I knew this was going to
What are you talking about?
It was going to be.
You have nothing to say. Get a job before you talk to me, Tommy.
Hold on. Wait.
Get a job, Tommy.
Wait. Was he not?
You ain't got no job,
He bringing up Tommy Strong, bro. He bringing up Tommy Strong.
You ain't got no job, Tommy.
Was he not asked the question? What was he supposed to say? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not employed, so I can't answer your question. Is that what? Okay.
That sounds good.
Right,
But
ridiculous.
LeBron had to play in a weaker Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference was weak since 2000, sir.
Well, he didn't say LeBron. He said we.
Yeah, we.
Because he was the GM, and he's saying
who fought through the mountaintop and got you a championship, Sir David Griffin? The only thing you can hang your hat on as being a general manager, Mr. Griffin.
Boy,
I don't get what he's.
Exactly.
What was this supposed to do?
Exactly.
This isn't an update. I'm taking it personal. I'm a Laker. First of all, fuck Cleveland. Ultimately,
come on, man.
I mean that with all due respect, as far as this conversation is concerned. As far as this conversation, go Cleveland. For my boy Snead. But honestly, I don't give a damn about Cleveland. If they don't make the finals for the next 40 years, I don't give a damn. I feel bad for Snead because he's gonna have to complain about it. But that shouldn't do me. I'm just asking, David Griffin, you come out of nowhere from under a rock and you talking with no job. What are you doing?
Transformer.
Go ahead.
If he's asked a question, what is he supposed to say?
Oh, now what is he supposed to say?
He's asked a question. Like he's there on the show and he gets asked a question.
My bad, Bruce. He broke, so his PR team don't even know what to tell him. My bad. They ain't got no job.
Man, you
PR team should have set him up better for that.
Bree, go ahead. What you got?
Should have set him up better.
I can sort of see what Transformer's saying from an off-court perspective, where everybody's just piling on LeBron because they saying like it's just a lot of LeBron hate coming from the NBA itself, not just like fans.
Yeah, Ron Harper decides to put his nose in people's business now.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more instances of people doing that. But however, I looked at it like I kind of started looking at the basketball perspective of it, and like I think maybe 3 of those finals LeBron went to Game 7, maybe 3 or 4. And then I think it was only one time that he swept in the East. Like I'm just thinking about the finals themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I think there was like maybe 3, maybe 4 game finals where he went to Game 7. They went to Game 7, and then he got swept. They swept. Like he swept a team in one of the years. I think it was the Hawks. So what I'm saying is like. I think it was very easy to comment. It was low hanging fruit, very, very easy. But I do want to point out that even though it was 8 straight appearances, he definitely was fighting for his life in some of them, despite them being like not that the East being so easy and a cakewalk. I think it's still NBA at the end of the day. I don't even like the whole connotation or notion of. Not connotation. I don't like the notion of people saying, "Oh, well, the East isn't as good as the West," so they try to take away from accomplishments like Kate Cunningham and the Pistons being number 1. Like that frustrates me because at the end of the day, there's still the NBA. Like it's still very hard to do and play and make it that far, regardless, no matter what side of the fence you're on.
Beautiful. Because I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, like calling it a weak conference. What does that do? Like, how does that change? Like what LeBron, I mean, what LeBron and the Cavaliers and the Heat did doesn't change anything. You still got to play, you got to beat 3 teams in a game in a best of 7. The Toronto Raptors, everybody was hype on it, so he beat them. The Atlanta Hawks, everybody was hype until he beat them. Derrick Rose, everybody was hype until he beat them. I mean, Boston Celtics, the next young coming, hot until he beat them.
The Cavs beat them.
Huh?
The Cavs beat them.
Okay, but the Cavs beat them. Thank you, Sneed, for correcting me. But they won. So, like, what are you saying? I mean, if you look at the Eastern Conference back then, they were a weak conference, but they were also some of the weakest teams at the bottom, which made their overall look extremely horrible. You know what I mean? So, like, this doesn't do much to me, and this is just my opinion, to try to water down if this narrative was trying to be pushed at a old narrative that LeBron said it should be a little watered down that he made it to 8 straight finals. Like, huh? Okay, name another player that could have did that.
Where did
I just think some guy added that to their argument of hate at some point in time, and it just kind of snowballed into anybody adding it onto their argument for whatever player that they're talking about.
Because the conference wish it did. The conference has been weak since 2000. Fact.
Okay.
Fact.
Let me. So, Bree just said someone added on to their argument. So it's interesting to me. And first of all, I'm not even sure where anybody got it that David Griffin was trying to take a shot at LeBron, because that's not what I got from that at all. But hey, hit dogs holler. So whatever. Here's the thing. Bree says somebody added that onto their argument. It's very interesting to me that she presented that, because it says to me, if somebody says, oh, the Eastern Conference was weak, that's why LeBron got to 8 straight finals. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, if somebody says that, that's hating, right? So how is it that people can, on the flip side, on the LeBron sexual side, they can say LeBron got to 8 straight finals, and that's not glazing?
Bruce, the same people say things like,
what are we talking about?
That's how the Raptors made their run. The same people say that's how they beat the Warriors, was off of injuries. That's always a thing. There's always something to point to and say, well, this happened, so that's why that happened.
You know what? You're right, because the same people who say that Hakeem ducked Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan wasn't even there.
Who said that?
You know who said that.
I've never heard that before.
You don't talk to that person.
I learn something new every damn day. I swear to God, I've never heard that before.
Who said dream duck Michael Jordan?
Only one person on the United States.
I swear I've never heard that before. Everything else we've talked about in the show, I've heard before. That one I've never heard.
Yeah. And I'm bringing that up to your point that people always. So if I were to say that LeBron only went to 8 straight finals because the East was weak, I'm hating. But when he says Olajuwon only won because Michael Jordan wasn't there and he ducked Michael Jordan, which I don't know how you duck someone who's not there. Is that not hating? I'm just saying,
it's not the only reason they went to 8 straight finals, or he went to 8 straight finals. It's not the only reason. It's a reason.
It's part of the reason, yeah.
It's part of the calculus, obviously.
Of course.
LeBron looked at the landscape of the league and chose Cleveland for a reason.
Yes.
He looked at his legacy. He looked at the opportunity. He saw Kyrie. He saw what was going on in the East. Dwayne Wade was faded. Yeah. Chris Bosh was faded.
Right.
He's like, let's do this. And he got to the finals every year. But him and the Cavs got there, and then they competed in the finals in, 3 of them? 4.
Right. So let's look at this, right? As we're talking about 8 straight, right? Here's the part that people are leaving out. I got 2 things to discuss with the 3 points with the 8 straight finals. 1, y'all are arguing, it's been called the Eastern Conference. Cool. Why is it then that the Bronsexuals get so mad when you talk about how weak the East was? They go insane. Transformer, you know that, and I know that.
Okay, but you're talking to us.
No, but I'm talking about them. You know that, and I know that. Is that true or is that not?
I'm just
is that true or is that not, Transformer?
Well, is it true that they call it hate and we call it the Eastern Conference?
When you talk about how weak the East was,
because I will defend some Bronsexuals, not all. Some. And when people say that, they use it as the narrative in the GOAT debate. That's why they get pissed about it.
Okay,
proceed.
So that's the first thing, right? Here goes the second thing. Those same people who want to talk about it doesn't matter, right? And the same people who want to say, I know, right? The same people who want to say, this is the interesting part, right? So it's okay that LeBron was dominating a weak East, right? Cool. Aren't those the same people that talk about how Michael Jordan played against plumbers and firemen? Those are those same people, right? Michael Jordan didn't have any competition. That's how he was winning. So I have a little research that I did on that. Do y'all want to hear the research I did on that in Michael Jordan's 1990s in the Eastern Conference versus LeBron's 2010s? Y'all interested? I'm interested in sharing it with y'all. I don't care if you're interested. I'm interested.
How about you're gonna do it anyway?
Ask y'all just to tell y'all. Just go ahead.
Do it. Oh, here we go. All 3 said
Volin told us.
No. I'm doing it anyway.
I'll do it anyway.
Jumping off this bridge.
So this is interesting, right?
I want your opinion. I'll give it to you.
Right. In the Eastern Conference between 1985 and 1998, this was Michael Jordan's time of dominance. Michael Jordan faced 11 60-win teams in the playoffs in the East, played 39 50-win teams, and only 30 sub-30-win teams in conference, right? The Hall of Famers he went against were, tell me if you know any of these names, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq, Penny Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, right? A bunch of great players, right? Bunch of Hall of Famers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jordan have the guard neither one of them except 1, 2. But go ahead.
3. Penny,
Reggie, and Isaiah. Pippen guarded Parker.
Reggie, Isaiah, and Penny.
Oh, Penny. Yeah, you did say Penny. Okay.
Yasmin, salam alaikum, little sister. How you doing?
Yasmin.
So, all right. So LeBron's time, 2005 to 2018 in the East, in the playoffs, he faced only 9 60-win teams. He faced 32 50-win teams, and he faced 49 sub-30-win teams. And his Hall of Fame rivals during that time were Derrick Rose. All right, I'll give you that, right? MVP, youngest ever.
Yep.
Paul George, Roy Hibbert, and old Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, who still gave him the work. Pause. So the point is that I'm bringing up, the same people who want to say that MJ didn't play against anybody, his competition in the East was much tougher than LeBron's. You see what we do? But watch how they move the goalpost. Watch, Bree. Pay attention in the chat. They're going to lie. They're going to move the goalpost. then they're going to call in and they're going to lie some more. And people in the chat are going to throw tomatoes and they're going to throw this chef emoji and they're going to say, cook, Bruce, cook. Don't let your foot off. It's like, cool.
Stop saying people. That's Eddie, bro. Keep it real. He's the only one throwing tomatoes, bro.
but they can't refute what I'm saying, right? Okay, so here's the bigger point, though, right? Here's the other one. And this is what people forget. Not only did LeBron dominate the East, he also, with the teams that he was on, decimated the other teams in the conference to make the path easier. Think about it. He goes to, he goes to Miami and he takes Bosh from Toronto, right? Wade is already there. He takes Bosh from Toronto. So cool. Cleveland is decimated because he's gone. Bosh now leaves Toronto. That's a wrap, right? In 2012, he takes 1/3 of the big three from Boston, right? He takes Ray Allen, who we know is a Hall of Famer, and we know he makes.
It was over for Boston anyway, but
I mean, we can say that, but when you take Ray Allen, it definitely decimates it. But whatever, we don't know what.
He's not a superstar at this point, though.
Well, that non-superstar got LeBron another chip, but regardless, whatever. So
he's supposed to. So Reggie Miller should have missed. That's what he should have did, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do.
But here goes the other part.
That's a dumb narrative.
That's cool. That's a whole nother argument we're not even getting into. Here's the other part, and we heard Melo talk about this. We heard Melo talk about this on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Remember, Melo was trying to build up his team. He's like, yo, y'all built your team in South Beach. I'm in New York. I'm going to build mine, and we going to go, right? LeBron goes back to Cleveland, and what does he do? He snatches Shump, and he snatches freaking J.R. Smith out of New York, right? He pulls them out of there to decimate the Knicks.
David Griffin.
Right? So not only do you play in the weak conference, you directly contributed.
No, because timeout. Pause.
Players from other teams.
Pause. How did he get Shumpert and JR? Because what was New York doing?
I think that there's a trade, right?
And what happened with David Stern? Did we forget about that?
What happened with David Stern?
Chris Paul. That move, they got moved because Chris Paul was supposed to be there.
Supposed to be where?
In New York.
But that never happened.
Exactly. That was their plan. That's how they got cut so easily. Chris Paul was in their plans.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't.
Y'all don't. Chris Paul.
I don't remember that.
Chris
I remember
Paul was supposed to go to New York.
I remember he was supposed to go to the Lakers.
Oh,
was it a
that
trade?
too? But he was also supposed to go to New York.
Okay, there we go.
I didn't know there was a New York trade in the
Yeah,
world.
I know about that.
Yes, there was a Chris Paul to the Knicks. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
there was a mid-season trade.
We'll talk about it. And at
that's
the time,
how they got JR.
Right. Now remember this. In 2017, around that time, the Hawks were getting number 1 seeds, right? I think they got a number 1 seed twice around that time.
I believe so.
In the East, right? Guess what? So. One of their best players, LeBron, pulled him out of there too. He pulls Kyle Korver, goes to Cleveland. So, and I'm not saying Kyle Korver is Michael Jordan or anything like that, obviously, or Dominique Wilkins. The point is, we have to really start looking at this stuff. So not only is the East considerably weaker, but he is also actively playing a part in decimating other teams to make the path easier. You can hem-haw, not like it, whoever, that's fine, but the history is there and it says it. I'm not making that up. You guys can go look that up. Sneed, you're laughing. Tell me, where am I wrong here?
No, you said hem-haw, Brian. This is
fantastic.
This is great.
Hemming and hawing, yeah. I mean, am I making this stuff up? Somebody.
So now we're because now what Bruce is saying, David Griffin said definitely shut the hell up because LeBron did it all. David Griffin said shut up. You did nothing.
Hold on, what is the issue with David Griffin? I'm really trying to
understand. Because I don't think people
David
without
Griffin
jobs
got the job. He got the job after Danny. No, it was after Chris Grant because Chris Grant is the one who drafted Kyrie. And
he got the job before LeBron came back.
Yeah. So Chris Grant, because that was the issue. They were trying. It was him. They were trying to do. It was Kyrie and some other dude from Arizona, left-handed kid. They were like, no, not Stoudemire.
A player.
There were two guys the year that Kyrie was drafted, and they were trying to decide between him, Derek Williams.
That's who it was.
Darren Williams.
Yeah, it was him or Kyrie, and everybody's like, "Yo, it's Kyrie. What are you talking about?" And Chris Grant wanted to draft. No, it was the owner. It was the owner. He wanted Derek Williams. He said he was a nice kid, and everybody in the world's like, "Hello, Kyrie. What do you? There's nothing to think about." So, anyways, we draft Kyrie. Kyrie's there. It was the Dion Waiters years, Lonzo G, and then the flying Iyenga, that the African brother that came in and played just dunking everywhere. Couldn't play, but he could dunk. Bro, it was rough years, bro.
Right.
It was really like a lot of losing. And then so then Kyrie, LeBron, they trade Wiggins, who they just drafted, to bring in Kevin Love. And that's what reconstructed the team. It was built around those guys. That technically was Chris Grant's moves, because all the moves he made, the Shumpert thing, the Dellavedova thing, bringing in all those other supplemental pieces. Like if you guys remember a little bit later when he brought in George Hill and some of those other pieces. I mean, it was always, they were just trying to give LeBron the best chance in the finals.
No doubt.
They were not worried about the Hawks. They were not worried about the Raptors. It was about finding pieces that could potentially match up against the Warriors, because it happened in 15, right? Remember, it was the injury to Kyrie in the finals. It was the injury to Kevin Love in the first round.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. That's what it was about. They were always trying to tune the roster to try to compete against the Warriors. They didn't give a damn about who was in the East. It's true. Bro, Chris Grant didn't lie. Or excuse me, David Griffin. He didn't lie at all. He's telling the truth.
Bree, I'm sorry, you've been kind of over there.
My bad.
Like she in a beauty pageant or something. Just keeping my makeup ready.
Right.
A beauty pageant. I was just thinking, because we're on the topic of Cleveland and LeBron. I was thinking about the whole Jordan and LeBron debate, because I think this really was the bread and butter of Bruce bringing in the history on us, the history lesson. And so I think one thing I can say about LeBron, and this isn't me being a LeBron stan, because if you know me, you know how I feel about LeBron, but I just think if we're going to compare the two, I do think it is impressive still that LeBron got so much outside of just one team, whereas though Jordan didn't really get much after he left the Bulls. So that's like another thing I think could contribute to the comparison of the two that crossed my mind. And then just thinking about the topic of the East being weak and who they had to play against and who they had to play with. I said my piece on that.
These discussions were never being had.
Yeah.
In the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They started happening recently.
Yeah, a lot of just
now everybody's losing credit for winning. Still to this day, some of the best NBA Finals runs have nothing to do with repeats or nothing to do with dynasties, or it's always like the one-offs that actually were really special and unique. The Toronto championship should not have happened.
Right.
That was a glitch in the matrix. Should not have happened. Giannis and the Bucks clearly should not have happened, but they put it together for that 1 year. So we're not worried about those. We're not celebrating those. We're caught up like this argument or whatever people have, like what you were talking about, Bree, about people like the GOAT debate. They decided they were going to use this to hurt or boost a certain player's legacy. This is an argument for children. I'm not even joking. Like people that stand on this as like talking points, this is an argument for children. Seriously. Like Chris Grant made a statement. Why? Why is that a problem? Why can't he say anything? And especially if it's true. He told the truth. What? A LeBron defendant doesn't like it? Cope. Go to your room and cope.
Cry a river. We all know. It's been weak for decades, literally. It's not new. It's not news.
No, it's not new, but a certain demographic of people do not like to hear that.
Yes, and because of the reason why people bring it up. Now, if you say Eastern Conference been weak for 20 years, that's a different conversation than saying, "Oh, he ain't the GOAT because he had he them 8 straight finals. He only got it because the conference was weak." That's a different conversation, Bruce. Of course, they're gonna defend it. They're gonna get mad when you say it.
But those are the same people who denigrate Michael Jordan for his championships. Because
I'm just giving you the reason why they mad, bro.
But I'm just telling you, how do they get to be mad when that's exactly what they do? That's what I'm saying.
People like this generation of debating or having a conversation.
Right.
The only way to win is to water down or beat down on something from the opposing side. Two things can be true. You say it all the time, right? If I'm pro Bron, I'm going to say something about plumbers. If I'm pro Jordan, I'm going to say something about the Eastern Conference. If I'm pro Bron, I'm going to say, well, he retired because of this. If I'm pro Jordan, I'm going to say, well, LeBron left because of this. But the things that David Griffin have said, for us true basketball fans who enjoy all of basketball, we knew that this was a thing. It's been the same since 2000.
Transformer, they asked David Griffin about today's Cavs and his Cavs. He spoke to the different environment they're playing in.
Thank you. This wasn't a shot at LeBron. This was a simple statement of fact based on the question he was at. And this is why I asked you, is he not supposed to say anything because he's currently on the breadline? Like, I don't get that.
He could have worded it a whole lot better.
All he did was give he didn't say, all right, okay.
He could have talked about construction of the roster. He could have said a whole lot of things.
But like you said, everybody knew what it was, right? That's what you started off saying. This is not news. This is nothing new. So he was reiterating what is well known, that the East was so much weaker, historically weak at that point.
This is
because y'all hate hearing anyone criticize Bron.
I didn't hate it. I don't care.
Ammunition for certain people who engage in those
debates.
Fake-ass debates.
Yeah.
They're not real debates. It's just arguing.
Pretty much.
I know what a debate is. They don't structure them. They're just arguments.
Yeah.
It's whoever can scream the loudest. Now they've got fodder.
Whoa.
Right? Now they can just sling some more stuff at the wall.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what type of stats we're supposed to bring up to compare unless we're just talking about 500 and above and under for teams as a whole each year for the East and the West. Like, I guess what I want to know is, if you're going to have that as a point, where else can we go with it besides just going back and forth and saying you're wrong, you're right? Like, I want to know, what on-court basketball can we use to even further back up the points that are being made when it comes to East being better than the West, aside from
Bruce was
regular season stats.
Yeah.
When Bruce was talking about the better runs, he spoke to the teams of having to beat teams with 60 plus wins. 55 plus wins.
Right. And then sub 30 win teams. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up. And then, of course, Hall of Fame competition you had to play against in the East. Like, it is what it is. But, again, people don't want to hear that. Let's go ahead and let's open up the lines. Let's take a couple calls on this before we move on to the next one. Next topic, I should say.
There is right now, like, if you look at the East and the West, there's the West has 6 teams that are above 600, while the East only has 5 teams that are above 600. It's not that.
Ain't shit changed, Bree. It's still weak.
Nino, hit mute. Mute your YouTube, bro. All right, what up, Nino?
You good now?
Yeah. What you got?
Well, I was calling. You in trouble, bro. You know you in trouble.
I'm not in trouble.
We been real players been saying this.
Do you have a phone on in the back?
Yeah, what's that in the background? I can't hear you.
Close out YouTube, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody talking and something in the background.
Oh, that's the headset. I'm at work.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, go ahead.
I had to write this stuff down, man.
Okay, good.
Because, like Sneeze said, it was true. It was a true statement by David Griffin. Nobody has refuted that. Well, common sense basketball players, but y'all been saying it. This is what we've been saying about the finals record. Because when the first thing they say now, the first thing they'll say, Bron can't be in the GOAT debate. And the first thing they bring up is finals record. Well, let me ask you this. When did the Eastern Conference become the Eastern Conference? Because I agree that 8 straight finals is going from the East is just not that impressive. It's impressive, but it's not like, oh, he was knocking out Juggernaut. So when did it become the Eastern Conference?
Has to be 99, right? When because the Bulls won in 98, Spurs won in 99, and then you saw the West pretty much take over. You saw a couple Eastern Conference teams win 04, 08. And then it's been the West pretty much since. And again, you got a couple of Eastern Conference teams here and there. 04, 08, 16, 19. That sounds like that's about it, right? Oh, and the Heat won 2 of them. The Heat won 2 of them. But for the most part, it's the West. So I would say 99 is when it became the Eastern.
Kobe had 7 finals appearances. Is that impressive?
If we say, does that diminish? So in a way, it diminishes the 8 straight finals to a point. It don't want to diminish it, but it's not like the end all be all. It's not just super, super, super duper impressive because the East wasn't that great, right?
Okay.
So
but I still don't want to take away from what LeBron did. That's why I made it.
Y'all don't want to do it today, but y'all do it.
No. Kobe Bryant went to 7 NBA finals. Is that impressive?
Yes, for a basketball team. Yes.
Okay.
But this is what they do. This is Sneed. I'm more with you, but this is what they do on both sides now. But this is what they do. So if we say, "Oh man, Kobe and Shaq won 3 finals," but the 3 wasn't that important because they beat the East. Wasn't nothing really going on in the East. Would that be a foolish statement?
What to question how good the East was?
To say it wasn't that impressive because once they got to the finals, pretty much it was a shoe-in. They supposed to win. Consensus, right?
My take is he went to the finals 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's unique. Not many players go to the finals 8 times
in a row.
Okay, so the conference isn't strong. Okay, still went to the finals 8 times.
Yeah, that's real.
Well, it's more towards Bruce and whoever want to defend it. If we say Kobe, and we always say about the conference with LeBron, we say Kobe and Shaq, Pete wasn't that impressive because of the East just wasn't that good as the West was. It ain't like they beat the Kings in the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a sort of a foolish statement? Or is that just facts?
No, I think it's facts.
Okay. So this is what we're saying. When we compare this stuff, this is what the people been trying to say. We compare the league of the East Conference to when MJ played, and we saying the competition, if Bron is in the East playing the West, and the West is significantly better, then of course Carter is more impressive. He's not gonna go 6-0 because of how tough it is. Don't that dispute the super team argument? That if the Heat was a team in the West, then they would just be probably a top 2 team in the West, but they wouldn't be considered as a super team.
Well, no,
does that not make sense? They'd
still be a super team. It's just their road out of the conference will be tougher. They'd still be a super team. The premise with the super team argument, you know what it is, Nino, and it doesn't matter how anyone feels about it. The fact is, this dude was trying to build super teams since he was a rookie. We know that. It's out there. Melo said that since they were rookies, he was trying to team up with him. So, it doesn't matter how people feel about it. Doesn't matter how they try to defend it. The dude's been trying to shirk competition the whole way, plain and simple.
It doesn't matter what. Oh, my bad.
All the evidence is there. So, all the other stuff is totally irrelevant.
How is it irrelevant if the competition is still there? Boston had they beat 3. The Lakers was still a great team. We talking about teams. Y'all go off names. We going off teams. The Lakers. Then you had the Mavs. You had the Spurs. When Kawhi came, it was still a great team. It was still a competition. How is that? How is that a super team? Is when the Warriors, if you take KD off of that team, if you take Bron, the team be geared towards Bron. But if you take Bron off of that team, that team not that good because it's geared toward Bron. But if you take KD off of those Warriors teams, that's why I think the super team.
That what?
A team that went to the finals. You take the number one player off of that team, they can still go to the finals. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay. All right.
So that's what we saying with the debate. If we don't call it straight, we call it straight all the way through.
All right, no doubt, Nino.
Talk, Nino.
That's a good call. I gotta let you go, man. I don't have time to really debate this with you. But great call. Appreciate you, bro. All right, good call by Nino. All right, let's try to. Oh, okay, hold on. Joe from Harlem. What up, brother? How you doing, man?
Joe.
Oh man, I couldn't wait to get in here, man. I was in the chat like, yo, y'all just leaving all kinds of context out of this.
All right, let me hear your context, bro.
Oh man, look, we all know it was the least in conference. By the way, great show, great topic. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, they cooking with hot grease right now. But yeah,
hot fire.
The context is this: we all know it was the least in conference. Like Bruce brought up the point. He basically gouged out all the good players out of the other teams and crippled other teams. It made his team great. And the East was just weak. I mean, there's really no debating that. But the context that I want to put in there is that we got to look at it like this. And this is why I'm not so impressed with the 8 finals appearances, because I always said before he went to the West, I was like, if he went to the West, he wouldn't make 2 finals appearances back to back. And here it is. He goes to the West. And what is his record in the West?
Now let's be truthful. It's his later years. Like he ain't in his prime no more when he got there. Yeah.
Nah.
Because if you put 2016 LeBron on that Lakers team with Anthony Davis, yeah, it's a wrap, brother.
I got to push back on this, Joe. Prime LeBron, I think, is like 63% winning percentage against the West. I got to push back on this. Prime LeBron, he was winning those games. Now, if you're talking about, obviously, the final series, well, that's a different thing. But regular season,
talking about finals, not regular season. Not regular season.
I got you.
Yeah, but we're just saying the outcomes are no guarantee because Bron would be peak. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't believe so, because you got to look at it like this. If that's the case, then he would have a better record against finals teams in the finals from the Eastern Conference perspective. He wouldn't be 4-6. He would be 6-4 or 7-3. It was the competition on the East lacking is the reason why he made it to the finals. But once he got there, it was either gentlemen sweeps, 4-2. Like it was never.
Okay, he sucked in 2 finals. He sucked in 2 finals.
He what?
He was awful in 2 finals.
Like bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was bad. I mean,
he was the reason they lost in 2 finals.
Correct.
Yeah, in 07 and 2011. That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
Honestly, I think Prime Bron wouldn't even beat that San Antonio team. But
because it was basically just
but they were losing by 4 points, and he had like 8 turnovers.
Yeah,
and wasn't able to score. Like they just needed him to be average.
Yeah,
and those games could have won a couple, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, because the Spurs never won by more than 4 points.
That's my point. 2 possessions, 1 possession, all those games, bro. There was an 83-79 game.
Right,
LeBron had 8 turnovers.
But they want to tell you. But they want to tell you, oh, LeBron should have never been there. Cleveland had no chance. No.
Boobie Gibson hit some big shots in Game 6 against Detroit.
Yeah, I was about to say
they should have been there.
Facts.
They was top 5 in offense and defense.
Yes.
So I don't see why people keep saying that.
Because it pushes the narrative better, Joe. But I gotta let you go, man. Let me I gotta take this next one, man.
Thanks, appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Right,
thank you, brother.
Yeah, I don't like it when people shit on those Cavs teams, bro. They were tough as nails, bro.
Caller from California. Who's this?
What's going on, brother? My name is the 6'8" Aquarius.
6'8". Okay, all right.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Oh, my bad.
Who you hoop for? 6'8" Aquarius.
I get that all the time. Nah, I would just want to say about the whole LeBron James situation with the Eastern Conference having the least amount of I guess you could say talent in his road to the championship was fairly, different than a lot of other people. Is that, people, a lot of people who side with LeBron don't really go back and look at, the prior Hall of Famers and what they did with their teams, the teams that they were drafted by. Larry Bird, he came into the Celtics, he had Cornbread Maxwell and Dennis Johnson and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish and Danny Ainge. These guys were homegrown Boston Celtic players. Dennis Johnson came from the Sonics. But what I'm saying? But he was the only champion there. But he pretty much homegrown that Celtics team to win. Larry Bird was respected on the teams he was on as the leader. Same thing with Magic Johnson. Kareem was the only one that came to LA, but Worthy got drafted. They traded for Byron Scott. AC Green got drafted. Coop got drafted by the Lakers. Magic Johnson took all these guys, and Magic was a great leader, and they respected him, and they gave him championships as a return. Same thing with Jordan. Drafted Scotty, traded Olden Polynice for Scotty, in 87. They got Bill Cartwright from New York and, Horace Grant and so forth and so forth. The thing about LeBron James is that LeBron James has never developed a number two guy on his team. We can't say that LeBron James, all those guys I mentioned, have at least the stars of those teams I just mentioned have at least one Hall of Famer that was a sidekick.
He
James,
almost could have had it, bro, with Kyrie. He almost if that could have stayed together, that he had the potential with Kyrie.
See, the thing about it is that Kyrie got to Cleveland when he was already gone. And see what I'm saying? So it's like LeBron is not a magnet. He doesn't attract the players like, or he doesn't homegrown the guys that were already there. Technically, yeah, you're right. Kyrie, he won one with Kyrie, and Kyrie should be a Hall of Famer. But he didn't necessarily groom Kyrie. Kyrie was the number one overall pick out of Duke. Kyrie was going to come in and do some pretty good things already. Him and LeBron coming back from Miami to Cleveland kind of put a halt in what Kyrie wanted to do because he felt like he could do something for that team that LeBron couldn't.
He did.
No. So he did win a championship, yes. But I'm saying is that, again, with those other guys, Bird got to Boston first, Magic got to LA first, Jordan got to Chicago first, and everybody that came after him looked up to him. Kyrie was already back in Cleveland by the time LeBron moved back there. I'm just saying is that LeBron doesn't have a bona fide second guy that's going to be a bona fide Hall of Famer that he won with. Everybody he won with were guys that were either already there when he showed up, because Kyrie was already in Cleveland when he came back, or guys that he brought in from other teams. He brought in, the D Wade that was already a champion. He brought in, a man from Toronto. What's his name?
Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
You know what I'm saying? All these guys, Chris Bosh, all these guys. And then now he has Luka, who's a future Hall of Famer. It's just that, like I said, LeBron just was never able to train the guys around him to be who he needed them to be. He had to go out and find them because he couldn't train them himself. So
okay.
The whole Eastern Conference thing was so minimal because he snatched everybody up.
I got a little pushback for you. Who did Kobe groom?
Gasol.
No, he didn't. He had to go get him.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. I was gonna say he went and got Gasol, and he turned him into a championship player. He went and got a Ron Artest. Ron Artest wasn't a champion. He figured, hey, if I can't beat him, bring him on over. So, and then there were also, when he got Paul Gasol and he got Ron Artest, they were in the same conference. They were both in the West. He didn't go get Ron and Gasol from the East. He got those same guys from the West, so he still had to deal with whatever competition was in the East. He still had to deal with them. He didn't snatch somebody that he knew that he could beat in the finals.
So he made the competition weaker in the West so he could make it to the finals? Because that's what LeBron did, right?
I wouldn't say he made it. I wouldn't say he made it worse. But I'm just saying is that when Kobe got these guys were pretty much middle in the pack guys, and Kobe was already a champion, and they looked up to him.
No, Paul Gasol wasn't no middle of the pack guy.
Yeah,
he was a one-time All-Star.
He got to LA.
He was a one-time All-Star transformer. Know that Kobe turned Powell into a champion. You know that.
But Powell was he was solid. The only thing he needed to do was toughen him up in the finals. That was it.
No, being solid won't get you in the Hall of Fame, though.
Yeah, wait, he's in the Hall of Fame now because of Kobe. Because my thing is like,
how's the Hall of Fame?
He will
Ron
be.
Artest is going to probably Ron Artest, whatever name you want to put him under. Ron Artest is going to make the Hall of Fame too, probably, and it's because of Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Odom, you know, he might trip and fall in the Hall of Fame, whatever. It's because of Kobe. Kobe took guys who were middle of the pack guys who were good players, and he turned them into notable, I won't say superstars, but he made them very valuable on his team. You know what I'm saying? To where these guys are going to probably be Hall of Famers when it's all said and done, maybe. LeBron didn't do that. LeBron already had Chris Bosh was a bona fide 4 or 5 time All-Star when he came to Miami. You know what I'm saying? D Wade was already a world champion. Luka was already
Kobe did it with Powell. That's really the only one. Lamar Odom's not that. Derek Fisher's not that. You know, Andrew Bynum's not that. It's just it's Gasol, right? That's really it.
So one guy.
I won't say
LeBron groomed Kyrie.
No, I won't say it's only Gasol because when we didn't, because I'm from LA. I live in Atlanta, but I'm from LA. When we didn't have Andrew Bynum, we lost to Boston in 6. That same exact team became.
Yeah, but you were talking about Hall of Famers. I can't say that Bynum's gonna be Hall of Fame.
No, he won't.
No. He won't be a Hall of Famer, but you saw how much of an integral part he was in our success. He was the difference in us getting a championship.
Yeah. Ron Artest, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher. You know, even
Trevor
Vucevic.
Ariza.
Yeah, these guys, they played pivotal roles. I remember Vucevic hitting huge free throws to extend games in series.
Trevor playing great defense.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
We have some good wings.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about the chicken.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you funny. That's what I'm saying is that, you know, like I said, LeBron had the team that LeBron had that he could have possibly groomed and been, you know, to what Kobe and all them guys had was that team in 07. You know, he had an all-star. What was the tall white guy? What was his name?
For who? I'm sorry.
The 07 Cavs team.
The Drunas Ilgauskas transformer.
By the way, let's not. People always want to act like. Remember, Ilgauskas was an all-star prior to and post LeBron. Let's not act like this is some dude who couldn't play.
He was cooking Shaq in the All-Star game. Absolutely.
No. I ain't saying he couldn't play. I'm just saying is that LeBron had something to work with. Ilgauskas wasn't a superstar, but he wasn't a bum either. So he could have worked with him. He had pieces, but nobody wanted to come to Cleveland and play with LeBron.
Boozer left.
The problem is they don't want to come.
Right.
Boozer left. Boozer took. The Cavs offered him 6 years, $66 million.
Yeah.
Boozer took 8 years, $88 million in Utah and left.
They hate Pelinka for that to this day because they said that, you know, Boozer was basically, it was a handshake deal. That if that Boozer was going to stay in Cleveland, and then he got that offer from Utah, and he went back on the handshake deal. But 6'8" Aquarius, man, I appreciate the call, brother. I got to let you go. We got a couple more people trying to get in here, man. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right, man. Hit that like and subscribe for me.
Go Lakers, by the way. He said.
No, VC, what up?
What up?
All right,
see what up,
man.
All right, yes, sir. About this Eastern Conference, to be quite frank with you, if you ask me what was the strongest edition of the Eastern Conference, you got to say the 1980s because you had Bird and the Celtics, Dr. J, you know, that's Texas Bucks. Going towards the end of the decade, the Bulls, the Pistons. You even had Cleveland, who Magic Johnson called the team of the 90s, right? So once Michael Jordan rises up, it's pretty much like this is Michael Jordan, but he just dominates his competition that well. So you got to give the edge to both LeBron and you got to give Michael Jordan and LeBron their props for dominating the conference. Cool. Now, like when you look at the Eastern, so when you look at the Eastern Conference after 2000, what you got to understand is that in the West during that time, most of the teams that were riding heavy had 2 superstars. So whether that's Shaq and Kobe, what's his name? Sheed and Pippen, you know, those type of teams. Whereas in the Eastern Conference, you got 1 superstar. So, you know, Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce, you know, that's a little duo. You had Jason Kidd trying to, he got to the finals twice with Kenyon Martin as his number 2.
Right.
But see, with LeBron James, with the thing, I grew up watching LeBron. I started watching basketball in 2009. So the thing that kills me with later LeBron fans, later guys who watch maybe around Miami years, is they try to make it seem like LeBron just didn't have serviceable guys. He had serviceable guys. It was just the way he was playing that couldn't get it together. So instead of working through the grind that, what we, this is what we praise Michael Jordan for. This is what we praise Kobe Bryant for, getting through that grind. LeBron didn't do that. He went ahead. Not only does he play with 2 other number 1s who he's supposed to go against, these are your draft mates. You're supposed to go against them. He also takes, let's say, Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis. Ray Allen is the number 3 in Boston. Rashard Lewis is the number 2 in Orlando. Mike Miller was the number 2, the team.
Forgot about Orlando. Mike Miller, that's right.
So you're getting all these former number 1, number 2 option guys to come be your bench. Not your starter, but your bench. And then we get to Cleveland. I thought, okay, now you go grab, Kyrie's there, you go grab Kevin Love. We never see him develop young talent the way some other guys, but we're not going to get into that. In Cleveland, you then take Shumpert and JR.
Hey, let me interrupt you real quick, VC. I need you to land this plane, man. I appreciate everything. I need you to land this plane for me. Go ahead, bro.
My fault, man. But yeah, bro, with this whole Eastern Conference thing, it's just come on, man. Yes, the Eastern, but let's get to Donovan Mitchell. So when LeBron leaves, the Eastern Conference gets stronger. So I have to agree with David Griffin. I mean, now you're playing against the Celtics, who pretty much go every year. The Heat was in the mix. So, but to kind of get to it, man, I don't know, man. I don't see anything wrong with David Griffin saying, but man, every day this just contributes to a debate that I don't know. It's just gonna be going on forever. Then in 30 years it'll be a new guy, and then we'll be debating him against Jordan. So yeah, man, my fault, y'all. My fault, man.
All good, bro.
Good, man. We appreciate the love, VC. Thanks so much for tuning in, bro.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yo, Coach T said you're not gonna get away with that. Come on, man.
Get away with what?
Get away with what?
Man.
I don't know, man. What did he say that was wrong, bro?
I don't know.
Bruce, what up, man?
I got to tell him to be brief.
Please
Bruce,
do it.
Blasphemy, Bruce.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What is it? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Third blasphemy, brother. To say the Eastern Conference was weak when LeBron was in the
his Bills.
He made it weak. He made them look weak. Come on, listen. Those Boston teams, those Detroit teams was tough. Those Indiana teams he had to go through were tough. That Orlando Magic team he lost to was tough.
Lost in 5 to the Lakers.
sweeping a 60-team Atlanta, and when it was with Joe Johnson and Josh Smith. Talk about the East wasn't that weak. That team of that Washington team with Arenas in them. Those teams with John Wall and Bradley Beal, and when they was balling, the East wasn't as weak as people claimed it to be.
Okay.
Even though the
West stop trolling, bro.
Those teams were tough. The East wasn't that weak.
Okay.
That New York team with Melo and Stoudemire. Come on, man. The East wasn't that weak, bro. How people making it seem.
Okay.
He made it look weak because he's the alpha and the omega.
Okay.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? He's the creme de la creme.
Okay.
He was the king. That's how he lived up to his name. He made it weak. You ever see a great boxer match with 2 great boxers? It just one just was to level up and it made him look. How Floyd used to make people look. Everybody say Floyd fights is boring, but he made great fighters seem boring.
Okay.
Anybody else that great fighter with a whoop. That's what LeBron was, the alpha and the omega. All right, man. I'll call your boys back.
Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
All right.
You know, I wanted to say something because to the point, I think David Griffin was saying this is a much tougher East. Minus the number 4 seed, who was anybody afraid of in the East?
No, it's the Celtics, it's the Pistons.
That's number 1. That's number 2.
It's the Knicks and the Cavs. I mean, those are kind of your
4.
Yeah, I mean, those are the
teams,
teams
right?
that you're looking at are like legit could represent the East in the finals.
I will say this. It's tougher now because there's no true alpha dog in that conference too. When LeBron was there, it was as similar as it is now. You had Toronto, you had Atlanta. So the top 4 seeds were the toughest teams, but there was an alpha dog on one of them, and they couldn't get past the alpha dog. In the East, there's no Jokic taking over the entirety of the conference, right? With his team. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So like the East is a little bit more balanced because who was the true alpha dog in the Eastern Conference?
I mean, now I think it's Cade Cunningham.
Alpha?
Yeah.
What has he done to show you that?
No, I think it's happening is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You're saying,
I'm not saying
there will be.
Yeah, I think we're in that kind of like.
Gotcha.
It's like it's you know how you kind of like nurture things, right? So
yeah. I think
it's happening in Detroit. Yeah,
you're saying the future. Gotcha. But like for like right now, it's a good battle. Like we just saw with Indiana last year, because there's no true dog that's like we're afraid of him. We got to get past him.
Well, the Celtics are still real, Transformer. It's just with Tatum out, the conversation is just different.
Yeah. I'm saying come postseason. I think come postseason, Boston's going to get some great challenges. But like anybody feared of Boston? Like does anybody fear Jaylen Brown? No, I don't think so. Not in my opinion. And that's nothing to do with the Celtics. This wasn't a Transformer talk about the Celtic conversation. But I just think there's no true fear of a one-person led team in the Eastern Conference. That's why he's probably saying something like that.